I might die tonight, but if I do, I'm a...
Love thyself.
Knowing there's a problem at hand to begin with.
Yeah. Woo.
We are back, ladies and
bitches.
gents. How are we? What's good? I mean, you can't even answer me, so it doesn't really matter, but what are you just saying?
We hope that yous are all good out there, that's for sure.
It's been a little while. We're back for episode 14. We left just last time about 3 months ago on episode 13, and we haven't been back since. So, deepest apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Good reasoning behind not being here, though. We've been fucking absolutely flat out with everything that's been going on around this joint.
Definitely a lot been going on here. Where do we start? It's a whole new year, Schmitto.
It definitely is.
It's 2021. 2020's gone. Fuck that shit. We're out of here.
It's been good to us so far. We haven't really focused on any of the bullshit going down, and we've again proved that you can move forward in these shitty times and just fucking keep doing your thing and pushing forward and trucking along. And yeah, it's kind of up to yourself how much you take that shit on. So yeah, it's definitely been good in that sense, and there's been plenty going on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I guess just pretty much staying focused on what you want to achieve and do all that sort of thing definitely shows that, yeah, wherever you put your attention, that's how you'll spend your life, I guess, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
On another note, it's 7:45 in the morning. It's a Tuesday morning.
On a Tuesday morning.
I'm a little bit off at the moment, you know, as you do in the mornings. It's a little bit how you going. So
I love it.
let me wind into that one, ladies and gentlemen. But where are we starting? I'm not even sure. We're just like, righto, we got to get back into it.
Well,
So-
we kind of just said that we've got so much to talk about. We didn't really put any structure to this podcast together as such, so it's a bit of a free range just due to it being so long and so much happening in between this one and the last one. It probably would have gone for 6 hours if we had structured something and tried to make it about what we've missed. So
Yeah, I think
let's
we're
just try and scan
just
over
wing
it
it.
all, and we'll try and fill most of it in to give you guys a bit of info on what's happening and shit like that and been happening. So bear with us, stick with us. We'll be right. We'll get through it, and yeah, that's where we're at.
On the first note, just to bring it up, coming in swinging, coming in hot, I'm pretty stoked about it. Well, actually, we haven't really talked about it much on this podcast. There's been a few little drops like, on the YouTube videos and stuff like that, but
We haven't spoken about it at all on the podcast, Shane. We haven't been here.
well, it's pretty much since I stopped the podcast. Well, we slowed down with the podcast. We never stopped. We just sort of slowed down. I've been sort of focusing on a little bit of the TikTok world and game and all that sort of stuff. Just turn myself down a little bit there. I can hear myself peaking. Yeah, and I've pretty much gone from, I had it sort of I definitely had it for like a year or so now. So I've had it for a while. I had a little bit of a play at the start of 2020. Gave up at the end of 2020. I think it was in about August. I was like, righto, let's give this thing a proper crack. Let's try and really knuckle down and try and put some content out, work this app out and try and do it because, you know, I felt like I'd fell off the bandwagon of all the other apps, and that's pretty much why I was just down up into under the shadows and no one gives a fuck. So I was like, righto, this app's hot. Let's get into it. Let's smash it. And I've pretty much been doing that the last, probably we're going on about 3 months now, going hard, keeping content up. And this morning I woke up to 100,000 followers.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Yeah, now that cheer, let me tell you, has been coming for a little while. Shane, personally, has been putting in a lot and has done so over the years like a fuck ton that most people nowadays that are here listening, watching, looking, wouldn't know about. So I know the depths of it. So yeah, that's where I'm pretty pumped for you, man. That's fucking awesome. Props to you. I was sort of trying to think about it last night. It's hard to express when you're sort of on the inside of it, you know, like on the outside it's just all like, wow, 100,000 followers. It fucking is. But like when you've sort of put in all the work and
it's only got there, and being the whole, you know, I want to go a lot further too. So it's still like a stepping stone. Like the way I was thinking of it last night is like, you know, say you've got a bunch of lily pads, and you know all your friends are there, and like at the end of the day, there's just that one lily pad, and most people are just too fucking scared to jump over that one lily pad. I got 10 of those motherfuckers to jump. So like I've just jumped that first lily pad, and everyone's like, fuck yeah, he's fucking done that. And I'm like, yeah, I've done that, but you realise I've got another fucking 10 of those things to keep jumping. So it is still very, there's a lot to...
But as we've spoken, and like I said over the last couple of nights and whatnot, with it getting closer to the 100K mark, it's like it's happening now, and it's something that's taken so long. And now that there is movement and traction in that sense, it's never going to be easy, but there's going to be flow, and it's going to become easier than what it's ever been, because that's the hardest stage in this fucking world of social media and the game of trying to get up there with numbers and following and all the rest of it. That's once it happens, it's there. It's going, and it's getting closer to that.
And I think that's probably one of the biggest things I have noticed, you know, sort of, I've always got a little bit of traction with my stuff. I can't say I haven't, you know, like there's always been a bit of traction there. It hasn't been huge, but there's still enough traction where now that everything is popping, you know, instead of going from, I guess, you know, my audience being maybe max 5 to 10,000 people, now we're talking, I've got 100K following, but you have to be realistic and be like 50% of those people don't give a fuck and won't see your content ever again.
No, so, they were just there for that one like on that video, like, fuck bang, yeah, I'm going to follow him.
And they couldn't give a flying fuck. So there's only, you know, now I'm talking 50K, but that's a way bigger audience for my stuff to go out to. And, you know, it's still early days. There's, you know, with the whole TikTok thing, you sort of see it, and I fell into the whole, I guess the downside of it, of like, you know, fucking being shadow banned and fucking feeling like your stuff isn't moving. And I think it's because it all happens so fast, you expect it all to happen so fast. Where like just because one video popped in 5 days and got 4 million views, I've got another video that's only got 1,000 views now, but in 6 months' time, that thing could have just slowly gone in front of all these people, and they've actually taken the time to like it, do their research on it.
More of a chance to get in front of these people's eyes now over that 6 months or whatever it may be. Yeah. Because there is those numbers there off the bat that is going to reach. That's regardless. Right. That's right. It just depends on how long that takes to get to those people.
That's exactly right. So, you know, like things for like, you know, Instagram and Facebook, if I post a photo, realistically, it's only going out to maximum 2,000 people. And then you break that down to people that don't really give a fuck. 1,000 people are seeing it, and that's pretty much the ratio. Then you got your 100 cunts that actually give a fuck. So... yeah. When you start upscaling all those things, then obviously everything starts upscaling a little bit. And like that's probably the biggest. And you know, like the whole 100K thing looks grouse, feels a little bit grouse, but it sort of doesn't matter because it's the little things that I'm seeing in other ways that are like, you know what, this
changes compared to what it has been.
It's fucking moving. There's certain things that are like, you know, even just with the brand and being like, the consistency in orders off the website is just getting full on, you know, like obviously just talking about it because it's all new. Doing the old, you probably would have seen it because I shared it on all the other platforms and stuff, the whole Vondons.
Oh, shit.
Like, you know, just having that as a little bit of a joke drop that has then pushed everything a little bit further, you know, like it's like I printed fucking... I don't even know how many Vondon shirts I printed, but it was fucking bullshit. And yeah, they're those little things that you sort of see the outcome of and go, you know what, like this is sort of slowly growing, and that's all it takes. But yeah, Vondons. If you don't know about the Vondons,
jump on. That's a little bit of a story.
The bloody Vondon mad cunts. Everyone thinks MC stands for bloody all these like motorcycle clubs and stuff, mate. We're just a bunch of mad cunts. It's the fucking Vondon mad cunts, and all we do is just bash limiters. Vondon don 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 don.
Definitely, and for that just to come from a bit of a joke between me and Borgs, like we were literally talking shit about having a bunch of bikes here and whatnot, and oh yeah, we should have a crew. What would you call it? I don't know. Maybe Wandons, because it sounds like
Is there
when
a
you're on the
Wandon,
rev
Wandon,
limiter.
Wandon? Yeah.
And I was like, nah, hang on, you can't be Wandons. Let's make it the Vondons. And then it just worked, like Vondons, and fuck, it just obviously clicked with a lot of people, and people could resonate and understand. And
Yeah, they found it
relate.
as funny as we found it funny
oh
when we
man,
were out the
because
front.
as soon as
Like,
we
yeah.
said that name, like we both pissed ourselves to the point it was more than normal. Like me and this cunt usually laugh at a lot of things, but this was more like we're out the front, nearly on the ground, in tears. And yeah, as soon as we didn't really think much more of it when that happened, but as soon as Borgs did put it out there and a few people caught on, fuck, it just moved, and then it went, and before we know it, the next day it's around the fucking world basically. It's overseas, it's fucking New Zealand, it's people fucking Vond on this, Vond on that, laughing like, so it was like, get fucked, how good, bit of a laugh and an idea out the front, got traction.
Yeah, it was sort of pretty pretty amusing in that sense, from going from like you said, you know, we were just talking shit, about to go get dinner, being like, oh, fucking all these bikes, bruv, we'll have to get a bike, don't we? Yeah, we'll get a bike, we'll fucking start a fucking Harley crew, and fucking, you know, we'll call it the fucking Vondons, and it's like, fucking nah, the Vondons. Next thing you know, we're pissing ourselves. The next day I was like, playing around on the computer, I'm like, I'm going to make a fucking little funny design here and whack it on a t-shirt and just do a fucking funny video. Next thing you know, bang, I'm fucking getting hit up by random people sending me my video going, you're fucking fuck cunt, this is a pisser.
Mind you though, the fucking design, the artwork was probably like 2.5 minutes worth of setting up. It was literally slap, 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 slap. And I looked around and there was like a fucking logo, and everyone's been saying like, get fucked, how good's the logo?
Yeah, even I'm a little bit sort of like, fuck, I probably should have just tied that into some sort of Mike Dye design, but I've done it now, so maybe we'll just run with the Vondons and we'll have a little sub-label going, but
It's meant to be.
that's it. That's that, and that was some funny ass shit, so that's always good. But I was just sort of thinking too, while we're in the mix of it, why the fuck is there so many bikes here, Schmitto?
Well, man,
Well, there's fucking, because to tell you what, they're not mine.
yeah, nah, definitely not.
Actually, there's a couple. I got a couple.
Yeah,
I got
there's a bunch
a
here.
couple of new bikes actually. This is new. This is new.
So pretty much, man, there's fucking a shit ton of bikes lying around because I recently just dropped my business, Resurrection Workshop, and yeah, I'm stoked to say the least about all that. It's been a big step for myself. A lot of work's gone into it. A lot of fucking head banging up against the fucking wall, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, it's new business has been dropped, and it's a unique car detailing service, car and bike, more so two-wheel stuff, bikes, but I've got to put car out there because that's a majority. But yeah, my main focus is bikes, and also on top of that, I've set myself up a mechanics workshop here, and yeah, it's been going fucking awesome. Since I dropped it, it's been 3.5, nearly 4 weeks, and I've been flat out absolutely every single day, weekends included. Haven't been back to Dad's shop to be back there. I wish I could be, but yeah, these things are like really taken off, and I can't complain about that, and I'm not going to step away from it or shy away. It's just 100% full force going forward, so it's working. So I'm just going to stick with it. But that's a reason why there's so many bikes here and so many different ones in and out, coming and going, and it's been really good. Fucking, I'm stoked, and it's something that's reignited me and things in my life that yeah, I'm stoked for. So I cannot complain.
Yeah, you can definitely sort of, you know, from outside point of view, you can definitely tell you are
Thriving.
Thriving is the best word for that. That is definitely the word that I didn't have in my head that I needed in my head. But you are, yeah, you're thriving. You're peaking on it all. There's yeah, like you can just tell you are in your element doing this
man.
shit. You know?
And it's so,
especially the bike stuff. You know, like I mean, even with the cleaning of the cars, you can still like when you're into it, you're like, fuck, this cunt loves it. But
yeah.
But you know, the whole bike thing is like, you know, like
It's
you're
huge,
like,
man, and
you're dribbling almost while you're doing it.
definitely am, and I didn't realise that side of things. You know, like yes, I knew I was through and through two wheels bikes, motocross, really, dirt bikes, jumping them, going fast, racing them, all the above. But now to have done that, I guess you could say, extreme side of things and been on them and riding them, that's all I ever wanted to do. Dad was the one to fix them. I had a great mechanic. I had all that stuff there. So I just wanted to get on and ride them and become really fucking good. And, you know, I did that to a small margin, I guess. So I'm stoked there. And then now I didn't think any more into it. I thought, well, that was kind of it. That era's, I guess, been done, dusted. I'll always still have bikes and love them and do what I got to do with them. But damn, like spewing, there's no more straight focus to that. But it's like, nah, get fucked. There's more now. And I didn't realize it. And I think that's another big reason why I'm thriving and I'm so much about it at the moment, because I did think there was a little bit of like, oh, fuck, that's kind of gone now, where, nah, man, you can actually keep all the bikes running in the world. You don't have to be on them doing the great things kind of thing. And it's given me a boost of like, fuck yeah, basically. And I'm stoked for it.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's mad. Just keep it on the topic and shit. Obviously, you know, you're used to being around dirt bikes 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
You've been inundated with fucking Harley Davidsons.
Sure have.
How the fuck's that going? What's the difference?
They're big
Yeah.
and heavy.
And they're fucking loud
And
too.
they're loud. But I never ever respected Harleys. I never gave a fuck for
Yeah,
them.
let's talk about that.
Yeah, my whole life growing up, you know, it was all about, I guess you could say, performance and the things stopping, turning, being nimble, agile, all of the above. They work, they do all that, and Harleys were just complete opposite to all of it. And I had someone, you know, like my dad that I looked up to majorly with everything, and more so on the bike side of things. He kind of always gave Harley shit, so I followed, and now I feel like a little bit of a dickhead for that, because I can actually sit here and say I respect the fuck out of Harley Davidson, the guy that did it all, and that's now
Guys.
Guys, well, there's one
Harley
dude.
and Davidson, aren't they?
Well,
two people. Anyway, we'll come back with a history lesson about Harley Davidson next time.
So yeah, it's been real good in that sense, because it's opened my eyes into another chapter of bikes as such. And like, you know, I did think some of them were good looking and all the rest of it, but they were just fucking big farts going down the road. That was a big joke of mine for years and years. And yeah. Now it's just like I can honestly say they're a good thing, and I enjoy working on them. And the more that come here, the better.
Yeah, like it's funny. I remember having a conversation with you back at the old joint, and it was probably about a year ago. And it's funny that it's come full circle, and we were talking about Harleys, and you were being real ignorant about how just shit came from. And
But
I was
I
like,
had fact and I had points behind
yeah,
it.
but at the end of the day, like that wasn't the argument. You were like, they don't stop, they don't do this, they don't do that. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. What they look sick. They're sick. And they're tough, and they're loud, and they're fucking sick.
That's
and you
where
can't deny that. And you're like,
pinpoint all that. Where
and it's funny how
to
like
me, it's not just about looks on a bike. They have to fucking actually act and work. And the more I've done on them, they do. It's just they're a different style of bike. They're bigger, they're heavier. So what do you fucking expect? They've got to act differently. And now I understand that it's my brain thoughts are completely different. That's for sure.
So moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen and young kids out there, don't hate on shit, because if you don't understand it to a point,
Well,
the more you've understand it, the more you can respect it.
It's not the fact that I just didn't want to understand it, because it was like, they're no
Yeah.
good for me. Like I don't want one as such. They're out of my league as such at this point in my life in a lot of senses, coin wise, and just it's something that I wouldn't really want. But yeah, now a different story as such. And I guess I could have done the research into them back then, but I had no fucking need to. I wasn't going to put myself on them. Now's a different story, because I've got to deal with them nearly every fucking day. So that's where I'm at.
Yep. Yeah, nice. Good stuff. That's the fucking go. How good. I've just been sort of trying to rattle off in my head, just trying to keep on what the fuck's been going on.
Well,
But,
I know with all of that being said, that there's also, I was going to get onto it before that got brought up, but there's been a lot of shit done here in the way of setting up to be able to do those things we just spoke about, like in the way of purchasing tools and purchasing certain things, like setting up the workshop on my side of things, because that was a bit delayed compared to, you know, Borg's got all his print stuff done to begin with, equipment and all that shit. And
I just had it.
And
I wouldn't
had it.
say I've got it done. I had to come in here and just
I
fucking
kind of meant
use it.
like the painting of it all and setting the
Yeah.
equipment up
Yeah.
the way it was. And then, in that time, So that's been a massive step for myself. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it's been probably one of the biggest things since the last podcast to now that I've been doing, and it's been the most consistent, and I've obviously spent the most money on it. So it's been quite a big part of all of this. So yeah, it's been
Pretty much just getting the tools you need to be able to do these jobs.
yeah, and it's been huge. Like there's this big outlay. I think I've done it the right way because it hasn't been lump sum as such. But yeah, I'm stoked that it's all there now, and I had a good helping hand, like from yourself, from a couple of other close mates. Did a couple of bits and pieces for them, and they looked after me in the way of a big part of equipment on a bike hoist, so and a really good one. So I'm stoked with that, and it's been a fucking lifesaver with all these different size bikes and weighted bikes and whatnot. Being able to get them up in the air and work on them without bending down and being on the ground and all the rest of it has made my days a whole lot easier and made them. I could last longer out there basically working. So it's been fucking really good. So I just had to bring that up in the sense of the setup and all of that. It's been a massive part, but an enjoyable part, that's for sure. So, yes.
So pretty much taken off from where we left. It was definitely about 4 months ago. And pretty much, I guess, after it, I'm just sort of looking.
Well,
we started getting cherries. So we've had our cherry season here. We've come, that has come, and that has gone real quick.
very, very fast.
We literally had cherries on the tree for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think it was. Like they were sort of, give and take, probably about a month. They were like from growth point to like ripe, red, ready to go. But that was quite an interesting sort of thing. It was a little bit hard because we had so much going on here, just setting up, sorting out, working things out, still just sort of...
Second time around is going to be a whole lot more enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, like, but even just sort of to be able to sort of learn a few new things about how all that shit works and understand a little bit more about the, the growing side of things and the farming side of things and what's possible and all that sort of shit. It was definitely... Yeah, it was very eye-opening and
interesting.
Very interesting. So
the fucking birds, they caused a ruckus, and they probably added to the speed up of them disappearing as quick as they did.
100%.
They fucking got into them and smashed them. So it's obviously that was one of the biggest learning things for myself. Like, if you want to be a farmer and have fucking fruits, cover the shit.
You need nets.
Yeah, cover that shit up. Otherwise, you're going to waste a whole lot of time and even more fucking money.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, like it is super interesting, and yeah, it definitely I'm into it, and yeah, hopefully sort of next year we can sort of do a little bit more, get a little bit more involved in it. And because we've had this season, like at the moment too, we've got a heap of apple trees that have spread around the dam. There's a bunch of plums and some apricots, quinces. So we've got a few different varieties of stuff, and they're all sort of slowly on their way out now. The apples are sort of peaking at the moment. But just sort of having that first season to see how they do grow, like I came into it, we rocked up here and all the trees looked dead. So we were like, what the fuck? So to just see that process and see them go from like pretty much a dead branch looking tree to a full blossomed, crazy, full of fruit tree, it's very interesting and very eye-opening. So,
and it's crazy that this happens around us and has done for our whole 32 years.
We were 15 minutes away and had no fucking idea about it.
Well, really, no matter where you are, there's growth and food and shit growing around.
Yeah, there's
you,
probably a farm around the corner.
You don't notice it until you're in it or surrounded by it every day. And it's like, how's the fucking process of growth and fucking, yeah, it's full on. We probably sound fucking crazy here, but it's very interesting.
And probably very uneducated too, because
we are. But it's just it's all goodness. It's all fucking good things. And I guess the more we talk on these things that we haven't really spoken about a whole lot of, it's good to look back and go, fuck yeah, like all these different things we've done, and it's been the right choices, because look at all the little benefits that keep popping up, and it's like, they're all fucking good. You can't complain about it. Like it's all been fucking great around here. Let me put it like that.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's always something going on, always something to
And it just keeps providing. It's better and better.
Yeah, that's it.
And while we're on that, I've got something that's popped up here in the last chunk that we've done, and that's we've both, me and Borgs now have got nieces and nephews. Borgs got a little niece, and to have a place where they can come and enjoy themselves and learn things and do things, and for us to put them on bikes and show them what that's all about. And there's been fucking heaps of it, and I'd like there to be more of it, but it's been fucking epic to be able to provide that place alone, like without all the other things, the bikes and the space out there to be able to ride with them and all that. Just to have them to come here and be like, yeah, walk out there, yeah, go pick some fruit, go have a look, like, look at that. Like, let's, teach them about some things in that sense in life. It's been fucking epic. It's been really, really good. So, yeah. And I know for Borgs, yourself, you're fresh on the whole uncle deal, and it's been fucking sick.
Yeah, I fucking love it. It's definitely changed
Heaps.
my way of, just sort of, and like you sort of said too, just having that, obviously there's like, I've always sort of technically, always in my head sort of planned to have a place where you could always have fun. So I guess the younger you are, the more fun you're always going to have. So,
but man, how hard has that been to get?
oh, I mean, fuck yeah.
It's all we've wanted, and now it's like it's here now. But fuck, what, 32 years later? Shit.
But that's that sort of, I guess, that point where it's awesome because we do have these younger people in our life now, and we're the influence. Now we, like those times that we hold to us of out in the paddock riding with fucking uncles and dads and all that sort of shit. Now we're that. And it's humbling, it's cool, and like going back to like obviously the whole being able to just jump on a bike and go out the back and ride and do all that sort of shit is good. But there's that other little side too of like that farm life sort of, let's go out and pick some fruit and eat that fruit and learn a little bit of that. And that's like we got little glimpses and tastes of that as we were younger, and we were lucky enough to have that. So
sure.
The fact that we can now sort of provide that for the next generation and more, because we do have these platforms and stuff now. We can sit here and we can talk about it. We can be like, hey guys, go and learn about fruits and stuff. Get a little fucking veggie garden. Like it's sick. It's really sick.
It's proper good shit.
If you've got kids, like it's so good for the kids to teach them that, like, fuck this food at your local fast food joint. Like, you can grow that shit in your backyard, and it's the best food you'll ever. Like, I'm telling you now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the best fucking apples you've ever had out the back. And
anything that grows in the ground here is the fucking best. I'll
put my balls. Like, prove me wrong. Unless you've got they're unfucking believable. Everything around this whole area is.
We're not called Victoria's Food Bowl for nothing, mate.
Unbelievable. And, I guess if you can teach your kids that sort of stuff, then, we all got taught that, and that's why we sort of, we didn't go, we're going to do that when we were 16 and being young dickheads, but it's come back around, and now we have that, we have that respect for
that
it.
Understanding and knowledge, and it's like, oh, yeah, well, fuck, that's still around, and we're teaching now the next generation. Fuck, it's obviously something that's pretty fucking worthy of knowing, like, all right, well, let's make it fucking fun and cool to learn it, because that's another thing, there's all these different things, but however you approach it to teach a young mind is something else as well, because, fuck, you're looking at trees and shit, like, they see them everywhere, like, fucking, that's pretty boring in a sense. You have to make it fun. Ignite it for them from the get-go, kind of, and let it be something. So knowing all these little things is good, and yeah, I've fucking been enjoying the hell out of it. It's been hectic in that sense, because there has been so much personally and between the two of us going on, setting up, doing, and yeah, it's been taking fucking for ages, because I remember talking about it in the last couple of podcasts. But just all of that now that things are a little bit more set up and established around here and whatnot, and when those people do come over, it's becoming easier to spend the time and enjoy the time more so, because you can be there, but if you're vacant, it's not the best. So now it's starting to feel and be a whole lot fucking more enjoyable in that sense. But and then getting getting bikes ready for these kids.
Well, that was sort of what I was gonna.
And Borgs just built up one of his mini bikes and turned it into a chick's mini bike, and like that was enjoyable. Like it's
Yeah, that
All
was sort of
these
what I was going to
things.
go on because that was sort of what we were leading in. That was sort of what was happening too. After in the before I guess we're sort of still talking. This is still the end of last year. This is all happening. It's all starting to happen, and I had an old XR50 out the back and was like, this is that perfect opportunity to have a mini bike here. My plan was to do it up and have it fucking nice and original sort
yourself.
of thing. Yeah, just as a little bit. But it was like, what's the fucking point when I can get on eBay, buy a bunch of like funky pink plastics, get some stickers made from a couple of homies. Shout out Vinyl Angel, fuck yeah. And fucking Nagy for fucking doing the 6-seat on it. Fucking Louis Vuitton, bro. Beast shit. But anyway, so being able to do that was like, righto, then having Schmidt there to be able to sort of like tune the engine because like I'm fucking useless with that shit. I just ride bikes and make them look good. That's where Schmidt makes them work. Like there's two different sides here. So like to be able to have that little combo and even just to see that we can do that has opened some doors to be like, man, if you can fucking fix the insides of it and I can make the outside of it look nice, and then you can make it look even nicer because then you clean it again.
We're on.
We're fucking on here. So, it was super. And just, I think, it was one of those points in my life where, I felt like it was just, I guess the word is sort of like humbling, I guess, where it's like, I've hit the stage where like not only can I provide that mini bike for good times, it's like, I do, that's the bottom line. Like I can provide that for people and, like when anyone is over and we've got
a place to use it.
And now we've got the place to use it. That's
like
exactly
it would have
right.
been all well and good in the last place. You had the bike. You could have done what you've done, but there was no fucking point to it. Like, what, you're going to tease
it would have stayed. It would have stayed at my parents' joint, which is still would have happened. And I guess I'm still lucky enough that my parents live on 2 acres and we could still get away with it there. But
a little bit harder. You got to go and do it and make it happen. Where here it's all happening and it's like, yeah, jump on it, take it, go for a ride. Oh yeah, I'll come out too, and we'll ride around and. Yeah. However it works, it seems to just work.
Yeah, 100%. And, like, same sort of thing just I was sort of thinking about, too, having, like, the sketchy foam pit out the back that's still in the mix of being, like, set up
right.
properly so we can do it right, but it's still, it doesn't matter because it's a pile of foam, and to fucking kids, that is
the best thing ever.
And to be completely honest, as an adult,
it's the best thing ever.
Especially when you're with kids who are like acting like it's the best thing ever. You're like, this is sick, isn't it, kids? You're fucking doing bloody front flips and back flips into it, and they're just loving it. And it's like, to be completely fucking honest, with all this shit going on and all, the goods, the bads, the bullshits, that like they're the moments that matter. They're the moments that I'll take to the grave. Like they're
the ones that we want to remember
100%. They're the little things. It's like we've
because I'm sure the kids will remember them, man.
That's
forever
like we've done and it's fucking weird how everything like you bloody do videos and we're doing a fucking skit in a shitty AU out the back and it gets all the views, and then I do a video of us doing that shit that means it's heaps to me and it goes nowhere, and it's just sort of funny to see that like everyone else cares about the burnouts and stuff, where it's like, yeah, that's good, but man, there's nothing better than that, and that's
definitely not.
That's
and I think
the little things
understanding that is one of the biggest things, like because you could miss it so easily. It
Oh,
could be
man.
right at your fucking
Yep.
toes, right there for so long, and you could miss it all. So
People
being
do,
aware
man.
of it, they
People
do.
fucking do.
They fucking do, and they are as we speak.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
there's people that I know of and that are just fucking useless with things. So, but anyway,
wasting opportunity. Well, you just it's not. I guess it's not. Well, it is an opportunity, man. It's
It is. It's huge too. But anyway, it is what it is. If you're not about it, you're not about it, But anyway.
I fucking am, and I'm fucking loving it. But going back on, then we were getting into about December, and we did a little bit of Santa Claus.
Yeah, that was my next one.
Yeah.
How good, eh?
That was fucking good. That it got a decent response too. I mean, to a point, view wise, was just
Should be heaps
fucking-
more.
Should be way more, but shit happens. But the actual response and everyone getting back to it was like, I had a lot of people going, that fucking Santa Claus shit was real good. Ooh, that smoke machine is just going off right now, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, make sure you tune into the video version on YouTube. But we did Santa Claus. That was sort of pretty fun, and I guess that was something that I'd wanted to do for a while. I've always just wanted to do one of those little bit of like a piss take Santa on a motorbike video, a bit actiony.
And I guess I've always wanted to be the fat man doing some jumps and some stunts.
Yeah, so I think, and then last year, I think the start of last year, I found that song, that remix sort of bloody Dragula Rob Zombie song, and I was like, this is it. So pretty much the whole year I had a Santa suit in me eBay fucking watching list, and then right before the end of the year I copped it. We went out for, I think it was 2 days or 3 days. 3 days.
It was
2.
2 and a bit.
2 and a bit.
Yeah, 2 main full days because there was a couple of different locations that we had to go to, and
yeah, so we pretty much just, obviously, too, we won't talk, the whole thing is on YouTube, and it actually
go and watch it.
Goes into detail about the making of it, so we don't need to sit here and talk about that for too long. We're just talking and telling you.
Because realistically, you all should have fucking watched it already anyway.
Truth. And then pretty much that was, I guess, that was the end of 2020. Right before the end of 2020, actually, that was a sort of little... It was pretty full on around then because I was sorting Smoko. I was trying to get all that done, which was a pretty big move, step, whatever you want to call it. I'm not really sure. Once again, lost for words, but that was a lot of planning. Pretty much as soon as we moved into this joint, I was setting up and planning for that video. I'd had the video sort of semi-planned in my head before we even moved here. I was just going to use another random factory and make it all happen, but we were lucky enough to obviously get in here. And, so pretty much started setting up when we first got in here. So, like, that took me a couple of months to even just set up, get everything sorted. And then, I think New Year's Eve, we filmed it. We went out New Year's Eve, we shot all the outside stuff, which we pretty much did around the corner and in the backyard. And then we shot all the inside stuff in the back room here. That was definitely pretty sort of full on, a lot in the head, a lot of thinking, working out.
I'll just jump in there and say that it was a pretty fun time. Obviously, when these projects get done, I'm the one that's on the camera and doing that thing, and Borgs is the one that's, we kind of swap fucking roles as such, and it was enjoyable Borgs kind of had a plan, as he was saying, in his head, and he told me it, and we went out, and we did it, and it worked, and it was fucking, pretty cool and enjoyable, as it always is in that sense, because it's always an eye-opener for myself. Borg seems to fucking do this shit over and over in his own head and understand it and get it, where I'm just like, what? What do you even fucking mean, man? I don't get that, and I don't know how you've stewed on that and all the rest of it, but it seems to work and it happens, and so, when I'm along there for a ride, it's fucking pretty cool, and that was definitely one of them. Yeah,
it was a big one, even, for you, that was like, going back to something that I had in my head for 3 months, going over and over and over, and how I wanted it to look and feel and sound and all that sort of shit, to then sort of almost just go, here, man, take the camera and fucking film this, it's sort of daunting in my position, but at the same time, like, it all worked well. You fucking sort of took it on to be like, right, fucking, obviously there's always going to be those little bits of jams, but, and, like that different way of sort of filming too, it's not just like, I guess, what we're used to, which is pretty much just doing what the fuck we're doing with a camera in our face. It's very like, all right, the next 3 seconds I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I'll do it 3 times and make sure you fucking sort of get it that way. And then we go back and reference.
I guess you can look at it 2 ways, because it's like that. It's a little bit like, oh, fuck, like this is different and this is big. Like this is, and you could get like a little
blustered.
Flustered with it all, and it would be hard and not make sense, or whatever, however you want to say it. But in that sense, for me, it's probably a little bit easier because you've got yourself going like this, like that, like this. But chill, because we can do it 6 times if need be, and we'll get it right. And that's when it usually, because like that did when we went out and shot that first bit down the road on the shed, it was like the first 2 or maybe 3rd shot. It was like, boom, that's it, good. All right, let's go. We're there for fucking not even 10 minutes.
Yep. Yep.
it fucking worked, and it was so yeah. It's pretty enjoyable in that sense because it's like,
Yeah, like, and come to think of it, man, a lot of those shots were fucking almost one takers. Like we did, and like because a lot of them we had to do in one take. That was almost part of the challenge that I was. You know, I set that sort of for myself and for the whole sort of vibe of the thing. But it was like, man, we've got one take, and if we fuck this up, like, you know, I shaved my fucking head. You can't do that twice.
yeah, that's right.
You can't, you know, I fucking smoked a beer bong. What? And that, you can't do that fucking twice. Well, you can. I fucking did because I can't remember what happened, but something happened.
Okay, and you forgot to put beer in it, so you smoked it dry.
I did. I fucking did. How good. Maybe we'll fucking throw that into some bonus shit sometime soon. But anyway, we did smoke it. That was cool. On another note, if you haven't fucking noticed, I'm actually quite freshly shaved. I haven't got a fucking beard and a whole head of fucking dreads anymore. I've only got a dread mohawk, and that was definitely good to like freshen up and have a little bit of a different sort of feel and buzz for a little bit. To be completely honest, that was half the reason I fucking did. Like, actually, that's how it all came about. Mid last year when I shaved my head, the sides of it, and did the mohawk, I was like, fuck, this is too good. And then I had that realization that I was like, I want to continue this Smoko character, and he's got a full head of dreads. So how am I going to pull this off? And at the same time, as all that was going, I was like, man, I'm over this fucking facial hair that I've got. And I just went, fucking, I'm done. I'm doing it all again. So I grew out the sides of my hair, reattached the dreads to my sides of my head, let my beard just grow out like a motherfucker for 2 months, and then just went fucking catcher. And it's definitely very good to be a little bit nice and fresh and not have a face full of hair all the time, which is just on another note. There you go. Have that one for you.
Definitely. I've just seen another little bit here, and it's just be a quick point, but I've been over my time being in Queensland, I fucking lost a lot of shit. And there was a good big time there where I kept saying to Borgs, fuck, I wish I had me helmets, and I wish I had this, and I wish I had that. Anyway, the following week, or it was only a couple of days later, I copped a message from a dude, one of my good mates, Jesse Fairfield, shout out Jay Fair, you fucking legend, up in Queensland, and I lived with him for a chunk of time there, and it was over the time of breaking both my legs and in and out moving and fucking hospitals, wheelchairs, all that. It was all crazy time, and I misplaced a lot of shit, and I thought it got stolen or lost. Like, I don't know. It was obviously a very scattered time. And
Was it?
oh, yeah, it was. And, just after saying that shit to Borgs, like spewing, fucking, I lost this, lost that. Jay Fair messaged me with a fucking picture of one of my oldest helmets that everyone had signed for, like, my 21st birthday, I think. And it was just like, go and get fucked. There's a couple other things up there that he found, but it was just a massive thing, a big, big point of, like, the reason I'm bringing it up is basically if you put good in, you get good back. And that's just proven to me through so many times.
Hold on to your shit, kids.
Yeah, and
Hold
be a little bit
on
more.
to your shit, because you will hit an age where you go, fuck, I wish I had that. And I'm telling you now, you'll hear your dad say it. You'll hear his dad say it. You'll hear fucking everyone that is a little bit older that has had anything and lost it tell you, I wish I still had that. So, from the fucking junk collector himself, let me give you some advice. Tuck it away in a box. If it means something to you,
And
tuck it away in a box. If it's
but
fucking useless, throw the shit out.
And there is times, because I've done it myself and lived it, times do get tough.
Fuck
and
yes.
things do change in life.
Yep.
And things have
Yep.
to happen, and you
Yep.
have to do things certain ways and whatnot. But if you can just remember,
Keep that in the
they're
back of
the
your head.
things that you are going to want and they're the things that are going to make you go, huh, get fucked.
Because
Like,
when
how
you come
good-
out of those times, that's
you
the,
want
that's
them.
the, exactly.
You want-
That's
when
the
you
key to
want
it.
them, and that's the part that you probably never usually have, and
Yep.
that's the part I didn't have and wished I did. And luckily, I've had good fucking people around me, like Jay Fair, that has held onto it, found it, and as soon as he's found it, he's hit me up. Like, it would have been way easier for him to not even hit me up if I could put the thing in the bin or keep it himself or whatever. But yeah, that's the time you
And
want it.
man, it's fucking easy for people to do that. People, like, you know, how much shit goes missing because, you know, you lend something to someone and then that fucking shit cunt throws it out because it means nothing to them.
Yep.
It's very like, firstly, don't be that cunt. If you've borrowed something off someone, fucking return it.
And they seem
Simple.
to have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they don't want it. It just means that they're fucking probably busy. Or
they
got shit
trust
going
you
on.
and don't think you'll throw it out on them. So, but yeah, I think that is one of those things that's like, you know, obviously, like you said, you end up in these times where, you know, you sort of have to, you know, you might not be able to keep it. You have to sell that thing to make a little bit of money to keep going. And I get that. We've all been there. That can happen. But if you do have that opportunity to put those little things in a box and forget about them until you have got out of that fucking hole you're in, you will be so grateful for those little things that you still have, because it's like,
That's all that matters, man.
it does.
That's all that
It
fucking matters in the
fucking
end.
does.
Like, I've done a lot of shit, and I still, you know, and do still have a lot of shit, and it's all cool and whatever. But I still wish I had those things, because they were the things that, you know, that's part of my life. I did a fucking shitload of stuff up there, and I don't really have anything to show for it besides little bits and pieces and a fucking shitload of memories. But when you live in them by yourself, it doesn't always mean everything.
On the same fucking note, about a month ago, I purchased an XF wagon. That was the same thing. When I was 18, I was given an XF wagon from my parents, the old family car. I drove it as an 18-year-old and did my thing and fucking cruised around with the boys and listened to fucking loud fucking West Coast fucking music and fucking picked up chicks and
West Side
fucking
Connection.
did all that sick shit in the fucking wags. And as a young dumb cunt did, fucking going through bullshit, it fucking cooked itself and I couldn't afford to fix it. So I was like, and I didn't want to, because back then it was just like an old car and I was too cool for that, you know. So it sat out the front of me old joint and ended up fucking Jimmy B across the road, threw a fucking rock through the window and blamed the juvenile kids that weren't around the street. It's those young juveniles down the street. Where, Jimmy? Where are those? Oh, no, I'm only joking, brother. It was me. I was throwing rocks at it and I smashed the window. It's like, fucking hell. And then after that, it pretty much just ended up in fucking a rubbish bin, because every cunt that would just rock up with their fucking Maccas, finish their Macca's Coke and throw it through the window onto the floor. And $100, old mate come and fucking picked it up, old cash man, and I never seen the thing again.
You were probably stoked to get $100 for the fucking thing.
Back then, I probably hadn't eaten for a fucking week, so I was like, fuck yeah, give me $100, cunt. But on that note, I was doing my normal Facebook marketplace search a few, like I was saying, it was about a month ago, doing my thing, and then pretty much this thing is identical to my old wagon. There's no way my old wagon's still around. That probably 99% got crushed. But this
Rest
thing,
in peace.
yeah, this thing is identical. It's fucking spot on. Apart from chrome roof racks and a bench seat, it is the exact same car. It's not running. The dude that I got it off, it was in a mid engine swap. So this dude was swapping the engine in it, putting like an EB engine in it, and unfortunately he ended up getting cancer and passing away very soon after being diagnosed, and the car never got finished. And yeah, they pretty much, one of his mates was just selling the car to sort of help pay for the funeral and all that sort of stuff. And I guess, yeah, I was the lucky enough one to score it. So maybe you could say it was meant to be. Who really knows? But I've got an XF wagon back in the back part of the arsenal, and I'm stoked. And hopefully we can get it running and rolling and do some videos with it and do all that sort of shit soon. But as you know, we're fucking busy as.
Definitely am busy.
I just realised that camera's died, so keep them rolling, Schmidt.
Yeah. There's another thing that I can quickly spin up about, and that's back to the bike talk and whatnot. Dad's got a trials bike, had a trials bike, does whatever. I've now got it. He's handed it on to me, not given it to me, but he said, take it up to your joint and ride it, use it. You'll probably get more use out of it up there. Which I did and have been, and it's been fucking great. It's been a new lease on riding bikes for me as such, and fucking rock hopping over bloody AU fucking sedans out the back and smashing their front windscreens and fucking just trying to get in it and fucking do it and whatnot. And it's been fucking grouse. I never thought I'd be one to jump on and enjoy a trials bike, but let me tell you, it's fucking very, very, very enjoyable, and it's all new, and it's the learning thing. And I think that's the best part when you're on something and, you know, you've done the whole motocross, freestyle, dirt bike thing through and through, and you kind of know it. And it's what you do, and you jump on something a little bit different. It ignites a whole new everything, like learning, understanding the way these things work and all of it. I think that's what I like most about fucking dirt bikes and bikes and just everything I do. So it's been fucking grouse.
Yeah, you've definitely been ripping in on that. They're definitely different to ride those trials bikes. And
everything's different about
but
them.
yeah, you're definitely I guess what's the word for it? Settling in on it quite comfortably, it looks.
Yeah, it feels
like
that. It's a bit hard when, you know, it's like anything when you don't have someone there that's either better than you or
challenging you
on the same bike. When you're there riding together, it becomes difficult to be able to push yourself and go, oh, I'm going to try this, or I just seen him do that. Like that's not a thing at the moment. So, but, you know, even still then, it's still good to get out there and feel it out and understand it to the best of my capabilities and knowledge and whatever. And it's just, I'm not here to fucking break the bloody trials bike world records. I'm just here to fucking enjoy it and have fun and see how good I can get it in the backyard. So yeah, that's another thing that's been happening and been going on.
Fuck yeah, it's been good. Definitely been. I mean, just on that note, just definitely just getting riding and stuff in. It's good just to be
sick,
like,
man.
literally, I fucking just go for a fang whenever I want.
The
I just
more
go for
I
a
do
fang
it-
when I want to just look for me dog. My dog goes for a little bit of a wander around the corner, and I'm like, oh, I'm going on the bike to look for him, and he's just there. But all right, I'm on the bike now. I'm going for a ride, and yeah, I guess all those little, you know, you're gonna go suss something out the back, or go fucking see something, or, you know, bang, get on the bike, like just take the bins out. On that note, we got to take the bins out today.
Today.
You know, riding the bike out the front, and it's just those little things that are sort of like, yay, this is fucking super cool.
Enjoyable.
And like, yeah, same thing too. I mean, just skill wise, you know, like,
yeah.
fuck, man, like,
Fuck, you could talk a bit about that, Shane.
Yeah, I've been
They've been fucking bumping up a bit. It's like you've been playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater and your skill level's just going ding, 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 ding.
fully, man, like, yeah, like just, you know, just putting in the time on the bike does wonders. Like, I'm
Definitely.
just, yeah, like my throttle and brake control have never been so fucking good. You know?
Firstly is understanding that you can have that.
Well, that was, you know, that was probably a year and a half ago, was starting to understand that. And now I'm at the point where it's like fully in control, where like,
Understand? You watch me fucking mono.
Yeah, I'm subconsciously in control, where like I don't even need to think about it anymore. And like, it's crazy that that's sort of all it takes if you put in the time. So
And you've
remember
never ever been the one personally yourself to focus in and try and hoe in on something like that. Like, you've never really given a fuck for the understanding side. Therefore,
I just
you
sort
didn't.
of rip in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like I'm on and enjoying myself riding. But then when it was just, you know, and that was when we had a bit of a crew going and that's what was happening. But now it's just become me and yourself, and it's like pretty one-on-one, try this, try that. You've taken the time to go, oh, hang on, these couple of things he said has made a difference, or has done what he said it would do. And it's like, fuck, I'm going to do this more.
Or even just, you know, like I do, I push myself in like I'll go out there and challenge myself to do something and be like, I want to fucking mono around this bend, or I want to mono from this point to this point. I'm not going to stop until I do it.
Yep.
And like that all evaluates and ends up being skills that you don't even sort of have to think about after a while, which is pretty fucking dope.
Definitely. There's something that I want to talk. It's a bit of a funny story. It's not funny, well, it is, but it's full on. Chicken bloody come down over the New Year.
Well, yeah,
break.
well, it's sort of, New Year's and all that sort of stuff. I was just sort of thinking that, but yeah.
So we had New Year's was a bit of a quiet one around here. Like, not many people went away and did things, so there wasn't much planned. We did put a thing out, you know, like for our close mates come around, and a couple of people did, and that was cool. That was fucking enjoyable as. But Chicken drove down from fucking New South Wales, and it was all in the COVID times, and it was all hectic. Shit, can I get there? Can I fucking make it? All this, and he ended up getting here So we fucking went for a bit of a ride, and we actually had fishing rods, so we were going fishing, and then we thought, fuck it, we'll go. We went to one spot, flicked the lines, no good. We'll go to the next spot. Righto, jump on the bikes, cruising along, fucking down this bumpy fucking dirt trail, and it was quite rocky, and obviously cruising with the fucking one hand off the bars, just not going fast at all. And I seen Chicken was in front of me, and I seen his back wheel lift off the ground, and he rolled and like crashed and fucking stopped, come to a stop, and then his foot hit a fucking rock that was stuck in the ground. He didn't see the rock because it was covered by grass, and it pivoted his whole body weight and bike weight on his toe, on his foot, and the rock didn't move. His fucking toe did, obviously, and popped the thing open to the point where the bone was hanging out. It like de-socked his main long big toe on this fucking rock, and it was fucking brutal. And this was New Year's Eve afternoon. So we've rushed him to the fucking...
No, New Year's Eve. It was the day before, wasn't it?
No, because he went in.
That was the night.
Surgery.
That was where you went in at night, late as fuck, Eve, and then got fucked around that night, sort of, and then he went in later on that day, wasn't it?
No, it all happened. It was the following day that he stayed in for another day, but he did it New Year's Eve, and I took him to Bacchus Smash. Then we went straight from Bacchus Smash Hospital, and he had his forms straight for the plastic surgery.
But remember it was night time?
Yeah,
it was fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, so it was Eve.
No.
And then he went in and then like spent that whole day and then went in for surgery.
Either way, it was fucking late when I got him there, because we took him to Bacchus Marsh Hospital, and they said basically, mate, you need a fucking plastic surgery job. We ain't doing that here. Fucking go to Sunshine. So they gave him a letter, and I took him, and they fucking zipped him straight on through basically. But there was a big fuck around, and there was a lot of time spent and wasted because of COVID, and he was from New South Wales and fucking all the bloody bullshit. But yeah, it was pretty fucking hectic. We just went out to try and do something fucking pretty cruisy and fun just before New Year's and whatnot, and ended up getting himself a ticket to the fucking hospital and staying in there. And he had surgery New Year's Eve night, went in at about 11:30, was in over 12 o'clock. So
everyone's celebrating 12.
He woke up in the emergency room, and all the nurses going, Happy New Year. So it was a bit of an experience for him. That was his first surgery ever. So fucking shout out Big Chook. Hope you still got your toe, mate. They did say that it could drop off. If it starts going black, fucking it's probably going to fucking drop off. But I don't think it ever went black, and he still got it. So fucking on ya, and what a hectic time that was.
Yeah, a little bit of bloody New Year's action, always good. But yeah, it was a little bit wild.
Definitely was. Definitely was. There's another thing. Yeah, bloody got ourselves a veggie garden, don't we, Shane?
Yeah, a little bit of veggies going on out the back there.
That's been pretty fucking enjoyable. Digging some dirt, fucking watering some grass and watering some garden fucking plants and whatnot, and that's been fucking great. Got a heap of fucking tomatoes growing, and they're just about fucking popping. They're still green though, but yeah, it's been pretty cool in that sense, just to have it there and look after it, take care of it.
Just rolling through some shit. I'm just like, obviously, bloody did that bloody Ninja Turtle van start of the year, and painted up the fucking van to look like a Ninja Turtle, which was obviously, that was another one of those things that I'd had in my head for fucking months and months and months, probably before we even moved here. Finally, I had the chance to do it, which is always good. Stickers, we're on some stickers. All that sort of shit's been happening. I was fucking lucky enough to score that fucking plotter, so word up to the homie that fucking sorted that out. But yeah, we got stickers now, so that's been pumping along. There's a little bit of the mini bike bash out the bush at the start of the year. Went out with Nick.
Yep, that was pretty hectic. That was
around my birthday, and then we had a few fucking mates over here for my birthday. Did a few skids, always good. The night before that, Nick fucking smashed his head on the ramp in the foam pit, and that was a
scary
wow in itself. That's sort of even hard. That was some real scary shit. I literally thought he was dead, and he was going to turn her. It was just terrifying, but obviously there's videos and us talking about that sort of shit, so that's all that's pretty much been going on. And then, yeah, obviously not that long ago, we had bloody Aaron out here again from bloody Black Market.
FPV. Yep.
It's souping around the fucking farm, which was cool as fuck to.
Epic as to see it
Always
from that
sick.
perspective. And
Yeah, always sick, that shit, man.
those drones are fucking epic.
Same old, yeah. And then obviously I'm probably going to be dropping another video tonight because we went out and rode some two-strokes with Grader and his Mrs. Cara.
Yep.
And with some...
Shout out Grader.
Fuck yeah.
Ankara. Fucking big
Cheers
ups for
for
bringing
the-
us the bikes and
Fuck
all the
yeah.
rest of it. That was fucking epic. And hopefully we can do it more. And hopefully us two are on a couple of bikes that are more suited to us. But yeah.
Ugh.
Set up for us, I should say, not suited because they were both fucking epic bikes.
Yeah,
but
mine was
just-
fucking sweet as.
she's a
mate.
little bit too tall for me.
But yeah, a few fucking skids have been going on here. It's not bad. We've got a little bit of a pad going on out the back, and we're starting to layer that thing up with a little bit of rubber, which is always good.
It seems to be hard to layer a pad when you're only dealing with one wheel.
Yeah,
Cars fucking scribble all over theirs way sooner.
yeah, and especially even when it seems to be a little bit of a challenge for someone to do a donut out there. It's we've had two of probably, like, if I know anyone, they're literally probably the two cunts that are the best skidders on a Harley. Like, I'm talking, they will blow your fucking mind with skids. And both of them struggled to do donuts on out the pad out the back, which is huge because these dudes just fucking throw donuts like they're fucking coppers. You know what I mean? Just down at the Dunkin' Donuts, fucking smashing donuts. But yeah, this little pad out the back is a little bit slippery, a little bit how you going, get a lot
it's
of
both.
front
It's
wheel.
slippery, grippy, or
Yes,
the weird above.
It is, and it's just like sort of just that front wheel just slides out on them. So there is a little bit of a donut challenge out the back there. Like, if you can whip a donut out there, you are the king of the grouse house burnout pad. So if you're out there and you'd ride Harleys,
Until someone does something cooler, which
Well, that's
probably
it.
won't take long, so you
That-
won't have that title for much.
yeah. But if you want that title and you think you've got it, hit us up, bring your bike around, send a couple of donuts, and you will have the grouse house burnout pad title.
We'll have the waiver fucking sitting here waiting for you.
Fuck yeah, and the fucking award, the bloody whatever you call them. But yeah, look, we're fucking pushing on we've gone for an hour, so we've done pretty fucking well, and it's just rolled along like a bunch of bullshit, so can't really complain. I'm just trying to think what else is
Bullshit
sort of
that
going on.
means heaps to both of us,
So we've
Shane.
talked about bloody Vondons and done all that shit. We got a bunch of, like I said, the stickers. I dropped last night. I dropped a bunch more stickers. I dropped a bunch of Vondon stickers and a bunch of Loose Cunts stickers. Because that's another one too. The old new Loose Cunts design. If you haven't got around that, get around that Goosebumps shit. It glows in the dark and it's puffy and you can feel it. It's fucking
They're pretty
mad.
epic fucking shirts.
They're
They are,
fucking
they're-
mad. I'm fucking real happy and sort of a little bit chuffed on this one just because it's a little bit like...
I think the idea of
nostalgic.
it's fucking great.
Yeah,
with
it's like
where they come from.
nostalgic, and it's still just, you know, like fucking used to love me Goosebumps, and now that I've sort of just, it's like I'd wear a Goosebumps t-shirt now anyway, but the fact that I'm wearing a Goosebumps t-shirt that actually says Loose Cunts, that's my jam. But so yeah, go run around and jump on that website, ladies and gentlemen, cop yourself a bloody Loose Cunt t-shirt.
Definitely.
But I'm just fucking, yeah.
I'm kind of running up on things to talk on as such, but I've just got a fucking shitload of cars and bikes on me screen here that I've detailed and cleaned. So I thought, while we're here and while it's there in my mind, and you know, if you do have a nice car, or it's just your daily driver, or a bike, Harley, roadie, whatever, and you think you need a fine detail job done on it, hit me up. I'll be able to sort you out, and we can talk and see what's going to be the best thing and the most fitting detail for yourself. Or if you've got a motorcycle, dirt bike, Harley, anything like that, needing servicing, repairs, things fixed, looked at, diagnosed, hit me up as well. Let us know. I'll book you in, sort you out, and get you on your merry way. So that's what's happening. And yeah, if you need any of those services, hit me up. My business page, Resurrection Workshop.
Get around it, 100%. Yeah, I think we're sort of slowly coming to an end here. Just trying to think what else. Look, on another note, we plan on coming back strong with this shit. So I'm going to put it in the fucking air because we did talk about it last night, but we've just got to fucking say it. every fucking week we're going to try and do a fucking podcast.
Definitely.
It's Tuesday. We're going to try and aim to do them every Tuesday morning.
That may change. We're still feeling that out between the two of us.
I still think, if anything, we might try and keep it to like still dropping the audio every Tuesday. I think the video will probably come out later on in the week. But yeah, obviously too, we are like sort of pushing for get a few more guests on and that sort of stuff. So we're sort of not just me and him talking shit with each other. We can actually sort of dive in and have some good yarns with some decent motherfuckers. We've both sort of got a pretty decent, you know, we know a few motherfuckers and they know a few motherfuckers. So if we can start putting a little bit of the word out there, getting a little bit more of a in a motion with these podcasts, hopefully we can start bringing you way more. Hopefully we can get some fucking rad, interesting people in here for you. So if you know anyone interesting or there's anyone you actually want to hear talk shit, any of that sort of stuff, we're all open ears. I mean,
reach out, let us know, and we'll try and
from
get 'em
anyone.
on.
Like, you know, like I'm not. They don't have to be a somebody as long as they've got a decent story and they're willing to talk about it.
It doesn't have to be what we're into, like action sports or fucking something that's crazy or whatever. They can be.
If you're passionate about
a fucking train driver with a crazy story, bring them on.
If you're passionate about what you do, let us know. Get that story around here. We'll get them on here. We'll have a good old yarn. But other than that, let's just roll with. If we don't bring a podcast out every Tuesday, you better smash our socials so we just get fucking habit and we feel bad and we have to do one. So that's how we have to get it done. But we're going to do it anyway, so don't stress. But if we don't, I'm just saying, keep on our asses. Other than that, I think that's pretty much us for now. I don't want to, it doesn't really matter.
No, I think we've covered a fair bit. So
there's a lot coming on too. We've got, in a couple of weeks, we've been planning a lot of things too, so that's been taking up a lot of our time. So there's definitely shit going on, shit to see, shit's happening, shit's moving. So, as you always do, obviously, make sure you check out fucking Big Schmidto's new pages and all that sort of shit. Give them a follow, give it a fucking share, send it around, fucking tell your mates that have got nice cars and nice bikes to fucking send them around here. And then fucking if they think they're fucking sick cunts to do burnouts too, they can go at the back and do a fucking burnout and prove it. We've got it all around here at the Grouse House, ladies and gentlemen. So tell your fucking friends, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your cat, tell your fucking dog. Get them on the Instagrams, get them on the Facebooks, get them on the YouTubes, get them on the fucking TikToks. Because, mate, if you're not onto this shit, you are going to get left behind.
Sure.
Let me tell you that. You
Resurrection
will get left behind.
_workshop is the, I guess you call it a handle, IG handle. I don't know.
Handle?
That's what I've been hearing the young kids call it, man. Their name on IG is like, my IG handle is.
Fucking kids, eh? Isn't it just your name? But it's not, because it's not your name.
It's not your name. It's something else, and it seems to be a handle.
Whatever, man.
I don't know, but anyway, Resurrection
that's
_workshop.
That's cap.
See all the what the fuck?
Well, fucking yeet.
Yeah, fuck. Kids
Anyway,
have got new fucking styles of words these days. Piss off.
Keep up. If you're not keeping up, you're not keeping up. Righto. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for another bloody awesome fucking time here, and thanks for tuning in. If you're still tuned in, we appreciate the fuck out of you.
And if you're still watching, fuck yeah, woo!
Make sure you hit that fucking subscriber bell and stuff and all that stuff, and just do heaps of stuff and get out there and do stuff, guys.
Yeah, just live your life.
How good.
Don't
All right.
shy away from it.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which button I have to press anymore. Which one's popping monos? Not that one. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep you going. I'm going to swap the whole pad.
On yous. Thanks for listening. Hope yous enjoy your fucking lovely Tuesday morning, day, the rest of it. I know I'm gonna. So fucking over and out.
Enjoy.
Pokémonos, 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 Pokémonos. I lay